What is going on, everyone? My name is Boyd and I'm back with some more Age Mythology, the Titans action, spawning in the left of the map in the red color, playing as Poseidon. His name is Matrius. His partners today in the purple color, playing as Loki. His name is Mechanics. And in the green color, playing as Hades. His name is Demantis. Together they make up Team UCA, the Uncrappables. Their opponents today in the yellow color, playing as Uranus. His name is Skadi. And in the blue color, playing as Loki. His name is Joe. And in the teal color, playing as Loki. His name is Shelty. And together they make up Team DoD, also known as the Deities of Death. I think because they want to come and bring death to their opponents in this game. And honestly, they're going to have to if they want to stay alive. This is best of 5, so it's match point here for Team DoD, and we do see them bringing out the Norses in this game. Skadi going to be locking in his Uranus. He's one of the strongest Uranus players currently playing right now, so it's one of those gods that can sometimes be a little bit frustrating to play in team games because you can get a little bit of issues with Uranus in certain matchups, but Skadi is so adept at managing those. He's going to be completely fine. We see Demantis here is his opponent in this game as well, and going to be throwing away one of these oracles here. I think you could walk the berry bush into your opponent's base and have the oracle die, and then the walking berry bush will start attacking the villagers, though that doesn't really do anything because it only does 2 damage a second, but you know, it's a little bit frustrating, and the oracles are kind of useless, so you know, why not? Anyways, exciting early games here. Interested to see how Joe's going to go with the Loki. Obviously, he's a immaculate Age Mythology player and plays all the gods at a very high level, and he does enjoy himself some Egyptian a lot, but we've seen his Loki play from time to time, and it's always been stellar. Definitely a different Loki mind than the average Loki player. So we'll see if that's going to come into effect in this game. And Shelty as well, one of the masters of Norse. But going with Loki in the team games because he's just so difficult to deal with. And this is going to be an interesting one as DoD has sort of picked one of the Doom comps, I like to call them, because you know it's going to be a pretty chaotic game and pretty annoying game if you're on the receiving end of this comp against one of probably not the best comp against this. Hades, Poseidon is okay because you get ceasefire, but Hades doesn't have a lot of bonuses there against the mobility of this team, and that's what this is going to be. This is the name of the game is going to be mobility. It's an open map, Fields of Punishment. If you're unaware of this map, it is part of the Keen Flame Party Pack or the Bill Gregg Open Tournament Pack or whatever you want to call it. It's maps that were made a hot minute ago. I don't want this one. I want this one. I want this one. I want this one. All right. So wait, we'll get it eventually. So, yeah, it's got tons of hunt, tons of food, has those cheeky walking berry bushes, which don't really do much, and it's a very, very fun map. It's kind of molded off of Erebus a little bit, in that Erebus has the Hades Shades. The Hades Shades are quite annoying, though, but yes, it's more of a competitive Erebus, and Erebus can be incredibly broken. But we see 4 City coming through for Joe and Shelty and Mechanics. No surprises there. Athena, Hermes, and Prometheus. So everyone going with the stock standard. No Ares coming through for Matrius, so no attempt at rushing here, which is definitely a counter to the kind of Doom comp. Or any sort of mobility-based civilization, is if you can force the battle to have to be in one location, then the mobility goes out the door because it's like, well, yeah, they can get there quickly, but it's fine because everyone's already there. So if you want to get aggressive against this, it can definitely work. So we'll see what's going to happen here as everyone's starting to get going. Walls coming up here for Mechanics. Wants to make sure his gold mine is nice and safe. Meanwhile, we've got the Herso moving forward. Relics on the map. Tower of Cestus. So many relics here. We've got the feathers of Fenrir. We've got the Girdle of Hippolyta. That's actually a really good relic to grab. I wonder if maybe Scotty will try and take that at some point here. I don't see any other relics currently as these players are moving forward here. Unlike on that Anatolia game, it's looking like maybe Joe's got the initiative now over Mechanics because he's on that side of the field here of the map. And we do see the Spy coming down onto the Hearser. I love using Spy like this because it allows you to defend against your opponent's movements really well, though it can be a little bit obvious sometimes. So we'll see how this is going to go as the Hearser moving forward, doing their thing. All of Thane's coming through for Mechanics. He's always getting this out so super early. Does he do anything special? He's got 5 villagers on wood compared... Oh, Caskboss going down compared to the 4 villagers on wood that Joe has and the 4 villagers on wood that Shelty has. So they're just a little bit behind as we're starting to see Shelty's Hall of Thanes come through. And same with Joe's. They're finally last. It doesn't really matter so long as you don't have to fight them, but we are seeing Mechanics going to be sort of chasing this down, and both players do spy each other's Hearser here. So we've got to be careful not to pick that one off too early, and there's the Hall of Thanes going to come through. It's the Hearser chasing each other down, but you can kind of do some speed walking here. If you guys watch the speed runs at any time, you can speed walk your army away from here, but it's looking like Joe's going to want to fight this a little bit because he's got another 4 Hearser coming in, and Mechanics will come back. As now Shelty wants to poke his head in as well. There's the Hall of Thanes now through for Joe as this fighting is coming in, and Scardy is ready to start making his impact felt. 2 town centers for Demand. There's no real surprises there. It's kind of all he can do. And Matrius is starting to spam out those Hippocon as Team UCA is just on the defensive. So this is all about initiative here. This is all about can Team DoD find the damage or not, and they do find these villagers over here. There is a random troll here, which Joe's going to be attempting to just ignore, and the Hearser are going to surround these villagers, try and get a couple of villager kills at the very least. He's going to be able to snipe down that troll there, and this is probably not a fight you really want to take, but there is 3 people coming in here now, so this is exactly what you want to do. We see Scotty going after these villagers as well. Going to be able to snipe those down very, very nicely. Nice micro here from Shelty to pull that low HP Hearser away. Really nice play. There's the Valor coming down for Scotty as well, as it's looking like Demant is on the way, just has nothing. The restoration is coming in though. Absolutely clutch here, as a lot of those units were still alive, but the damage dealt onto the food economy of Mechanics is going to be felt, and he is completely food blocked right now with 0% on both of those Hearser coming through. So really, really nice move there from Team DoD. And now we see there's a troll spawn. Not the biggest of helps, but we'll see if it's going to matter here. But really nice movement from DoD at the start of this game. That's exactly what I'm talking about the mobility. You can force fights every which way, whenever you want, wherever you want, however you want. And then there's this more Hearser coming in onto this location to push these out, and Mechanics going to have to retreat back. I love Mechanics, like, he's just on the knife's edge there with his Hearser, not fighting, just trying to snipe a couple of units here. Seems just turns around, gets tons of damage onto that turn. He does end up losing one of those Hearser though, as these villagers are coming back over onto this location. The Hippocon are here, but it's still 3 people here, and this is all because Demantis has gone for that second town center. He's just not able to help just yet. He should have some units out, but it's just really not that many. Starting to make those Hippocon coming in over here, and the Hearser from Joe doing so much damage. Mechanics retreating his way. Those Terma in the back, not the best at this point to deal with any of the units that Yuka's making, but DoD just forcing that fight all in this middle location here. Really, really nice play so far. Sharp Mind on the way now for Matrius. We see Scotty attempting to cut these Hearser off, and he will be able to potentially pick off one of those Hearser, and he does manage to pick that one off. So nice play there from Scotty in order to finish that sniper. Now we've got that second town center coming down for Scotty as well. Wants to get going on the economy as good as he can. And Mechanics retreating back. We see a temple coming up in the middle of the map. I love this. If he deletes the home temple and has this temple here, he gets the battle balls coming out. He doesn't have to walk it all the way across the map, and it's going to be able to hit even harder. And there is a ceasefire though, so That's one problem, and we are seeing that Joe's temple will get kind of picked off here. He hasn't deleted this temple just yet, so it's not going to matter all too much, but Joe going to have to retreat here as Shelty is elsewhere, and we do see that Scardy is hitting mechanics just on loop, and this is definitely sometimes the problem with Loki is if you get behind, man, it's hard to recover with this with these Hall of Fame Hersa. It's just super, super hard to recover. We see the Hersa retreating away here. Hippocon coming over to help out. Demantis really can't chase him around. We need to see Spirited Charge coming through, which it is for Matrius. Now we see the Hippocon going after. Also the Hersa catching some Straggler Hippocon, I should say. But Demantis is over here now. He can push Joe back, but that's about it. And it's like you can't really defend like this because this is like you're going to take damage and then they're going to run away. In fact, you're going to lose a couple of hits of damage here onto the Theseus. He's deciding to let that stay alive, but gets that damage done. Very reminiscent of what Mechanics was doing. I love this play here from Joe. Really, really clean. We see an Iron Here spawn. Not going to help out too much because he has to retreat. The best thing in that situation is a Valkyrie. Can't get that one all the time now. We've got the Mechanics Dwarves making their way over here onto this gold mine. Trying to find something. Starting to see Shelty and Joe taking on the entire team UCA with no help from Shelty, from Scardy just yet, but it's just the biggest fight you'll ever see. 6 people in one location here. We're seeing Demantis retreating and retreating from this location. Very, very tough. Is there going to be a flaming weapons? No, because there is definitely ceasefire. So we don't want to do that just yet. But we'll see how this fight is going to go. The INR is going to help out a ton there. Really big spawn there for Team DoD there. The Frost Giants coming out as well. And we are seeing Mechanics deciding he wants to retreat. And Matrius wants to retreat as Demantis has lost nearly all of his units. And they're all full retreat right now. If we check out the resources, you got nearly 115 pop for Joe. Shelty a little bit down. Scarty nearly full pop. And all of UCA are hurting right now for the population. We see Matrius still just getting pushed back here, but he does have a good amount of Hippocon. There's so many low Hippocon here. He needs to maybe think about trying to get into this healing spring, honestly, at this point. Otherwise, he's just going to lose them very, very quickly. And that's going to be myth unit spawns as well. I think. I could be wrong. I don't know. They're going to fight yet again. Mechanics ready to take this one. And he's just got next to nothing. And these are only classical age Hersa as well. So the Hersa from Joe just much stronger. Trying to see some ghost buildings trying to come down. The units for Scardy coming over here. And maybe DoD has got a little bit overzealous here. A little bit aggressive. As Mechanics now able to get up to the heroic age. Materia is on the way now for Joe. That's going to allow him to get somewhat of a flaming weapons off with his Fimbulwinter. If they can tie the tiers together, it can be pretty good, though. It's hard to get the Fimbulwinter to go through without it getting ceasefire, honestly. And Scardy is just taking good fights over and over again. He sees the Hippocon coming in, so he's going to have to retreat. But he's just doing this very, very nicely. And Shelty's just got so many battle balls. You can start thinking about battle ball rating. Though you have to be careful about Mechanics' Hersa. There's still the spy on this as well. And Joe's got a random mountain giant he can help send in to try and take down a town center or something like that. And we do see the battle ball making a beeline for this town center over here. We'll see if Hersa come over to try and defend that one. The Mechanics Hersa not quite paying attention to this. Matrius is going to be calling for heroes as this town center is going to go down so very, very fast. As the battle ball, we've got the extra 20 crush damage. We're seeing the battle ball deciding to turn around for some reason. But the mountain giant coming in, going to try and help take this down. Hersa coming through for Mechanics. Shelty has to retreat. But this mountain giant's just going to go to town on the town center. And now we've got more myth units on the way over here with those Hersa from Joe, just ready to cast Fimbulwinter and Flaming Weapons. He's got the Hersa moving in. And there's Flaming Weapons, Fimbulwinter coming through. Sometimes when you see tier pop or a mythic age pop, you just have to cast Ceasefire straight away. And then you can catch it both, right? Your opponents are just wanting to cast it instantly. But Joe needs to just click on the town center at this point. As otherwise ceasefire comes in and Joe gets no damage out of this. He's not fighting. You have to fight. Oh, he's looking for villages, I guess, but will the town center go down? It looks like it will. And there's the town center going down. You have to throw the town center up. You have to throw it up. Oh, he doesn't throw it up. Oh, he does. It's a madness. Yes, he wants to cast ceasefire, but he can't. And the town center is trying to get it up. He doesn't get it up. He starts to get it up. Oh, no! Shelty with the instant town centers. The shenanigans is too much. We do have mechanics going to the Mythic Age now through tier, but is it too little too late? And the town center will be Shelty's. All of these farms going are not going to be able to get gathered from anymore. There are farms. No farms over here just yet. There's 5 coming up, but that's the entire food economy of Matrius gone here. And that's going to be absolutely ginormous. We see this town center coming up for Joe as well, taking that one away from mechanics. And no Mythic Age for Shelty just yet, as he's doing his thing, and Skadi has just been left to his own devices. He's 3 town centers. He's going Mythic Age through Helios. We do see Demantis going Artemis here, as Demantis is still in a decent position here. He's just kind of not being able to do anything. Artemis is maybe able to help here, especially to get this town center back for himself. Flaming weapons now coming through for Shelty. We see flaming weapons, Fimbulwinter coming through for mechanics. But is this enough? The Fimbulwinter Wolves are all over Team DoD right now, but I'm sure they're prepared for this already with some excessive resources coming through from that ceasefire to boot. So I'm not sure how well this is going to go, and it's looking like Shelty absolutely cleans up there. Mechanics taps out, Matrius taps out, and Demantis taps out in the end there. Just not able to make the Hades work here in this game. It's just the Doom comp is just too good. You cannot play defensive against mobile civilizations. You gotta come up with some sort of aggression to make, or some sort of a way to put pressure onto your opponents so that they aren't just triple teaming one player and then retreating once people come over and hitting a different place, because the damage they can do is just way too much and they just skyrocket in front. What I would have liked to have seen here potentially is maybe an underworld play from Demantis here. Fast underworld for Matrius onto one of these players in the back and just like hit the gold mine or something like that. As an interesting idea that allows Matrius to raid the opponents and then come back and defend is one thing that is definitely a kind of Hades unique team game strat, which doesn't get used very often, especially when you've got a mobile civ like Poseidon, or even like Loki. You could get onto that underworld as well, but UCA doesn't do this. Series leveled here 2 apiece. Going to game number 5, the decider. If you guys enjoying these games, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you guys in the next game.